Warning: the Mega Man X channel and all of its videos are not meant for viewers under the age of 13. Parental guidance is advised. Hey guys, be sure to visit my Facebook page store where you can buy anything figure related directly from me. I have a wide variety of figures, accessories, anything ranging from Hot Toys to SH Figuarts, Figma, and third-party items as well. All you have to do is message me on Facebook, visit my Facebook page for more info. I'll leave a link in the description below. How's it going, my fellow collectors? I'm back again with another video review. And this time it's going to be of the Hot Toys MMS 525 Qui-Gon Jinn figure from Star Wars Episode 1. And we're going to start off the review as usual with the first category being the source information. Now, if you guys have seen my review of the DX Darth Maul, then you know what I think of the movie. I gave it a 8 out of 10. It's my second favorite movie from the prequels. Second to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And the reason it's not any higher than an 8 is because I really didn't like the performance of Kid Anakin. And Jar Jar Binks was really annoying. But I did enjoy the story, and I did enjoy the characters of Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, and Emperor Palpatine, even Padme. And as you guys can see the pose, this is actually a pose that Qui-Gon does do in some of the production photos for the movie. Alright, so that takes care of that category, and now we're going to move on to the next one. Alright, so now we've made it to the category of packaging, and I'm going to try to keep this brief, guys, because in my reviews I noticed that the packaging category tends to be pretty long. And I'm going to try to shorten it up because you guys honestly came here to see the figure, not the box. So here we go. As you can see, it's got a still image of the figure in the front. And this is an image of the prototype of this figure. Just please notice the face sculpt on this image, and when we take a look at the figure, you're going to notice a difference. If you just notice the eyes, okay. And then we get the Star Wars logo here, and then an image of the Qui-Gon figure again, and this little ribbon wrapping around the box. It says Star Wars MMS 525, and then when we take a look at one side, we got another image of the figure here. And on the other side, it's the same thing, Qui-Gon Jinn, MMS 525. And the whole box has got the usual black and gray coloring on it. And then on the back, you got all the information from the different retailers which sell Hot Toys products. And then on the bottom, you get the warning and the barcode that nobody really reads. Star Wars on the bottom, Star Wars on the top. And then once you remove the cover, you get a slip cover of an image of the Qui-Gon Jinn figure and a portion of the DX Darth Maul. I don't know why they chose this photo though, it's not the best one. It looks kind of awkward, but anyway, if you notice again, pay attention to the eyes of this prototype figure. And also when you look at the eyes of Liam Neeson on the movie poster. As you can see, the prototype looks very, very accurate to Liam Neeson. So just remember that when we take a look at the likeness of the actual figure itself. So once we remove the slipcover, you can see the blister which displays the figure and all of its accessories. Okay, so that's it for the packaging. And it's basically the same as the rest of the Hot Toys Star Wars line. It's nothing special. I really don't like the picture of the slipcover here, so because of that, I'm going to knock it down one more point, and it's going to get a 5 out of 10. It would have gotten a 6, but because of that picture, I had to knock it down. Alright, so stick around and we'll move on to the next category. Okay, so we've made it to the category of likeness. And Hot Toys did a pretty good job You know, the sculpt of the hair is really nice. They did give us sculpted hair with this figure. You can even see the gray hair coming out right above his ears on the sides of his head. And if you take a look at the back of his head, he's even got the hair tie, which he does have in the movie. So that's nice. The wrinkles on the face, the details and such, even the beard, it's just as it was in the movie. It's like thin on the sides of the face, and it's longer in the front on the chin, which is exactly how it was in the movie. So that's all really nice. Now for the negative. The eyes. I don't know what it is. Hot Toys has not been able to capture the eyes on a lot of different characters with their latest releases. I'm not saying all of them, but a good amount. If you guys saw the images of the prototype of this figure, the eyes were wider. You guys saw in the box of this figure. And then for some reason, when the final product came out, they gave him this squinty eyes look. If you just take a look at the image from the movie poster here, look at how big his eyes are right here. Right? And then once we move over to the figure, they're a lot smaller. Now, I don't know if it was from a specific scene in the movie where he was giving this look like he was squinting or he was staring at someone. But yeah, it just throws the likeness off. Other than that, it's a good sculpt. So I'm going to give it a 98% accuracy on the look. And that'll bring the score of likeness to a 9 out of 10. And I'll just show you guys this pose. This is his signature stance when he has his lightsaber drawn. Alright guys, so stick with me and we'll move on to the next category. Okay, so we've made it to the category of outfit. And it does seem like your standard Hot Toys Star Wars Jedi outfit that a lot of other Jedi characters have. There's one thing I gotta say, I have heard of one collector who said that he received his Hot Toys Qui-Gon Jinn figure, and when you receive it, he comes wearing the Jedi robe, and he said that when he took it off, the dye of the robe basically stained the entire tunic. Most of the damage was done on his back. And since this tunic is white, it does mess it up pretty badly. So that got me worried. So as soon as I received my figure, the first thing I did was take off his robe as soon as I took him out of the packaging to check to see if there was any stains on it or dye transfers or anything like that. And I was relieved when I didn't find any at all. So yeah, that was a huge weight off my chest. So the tunic does have some weathering. You could tell that they put a little wash around the edges of the flaps here. And it does have mostly the same wiring as the other Jedi figures have. Like, it does have wires on the flaps on the front here. But the skirt piece underneath that, it doesn't have any wires. So you can't really manipulate that. The sleeves, they don't have any wires, so you can't manipulate those either. But this area here that goes over the shoulder, just like Anakin and Obi-Wan, that has wires, so you can bend those. The belt is made of a faux leather, and it is very similar to Obi-Wan's belt. There is one thing that I'm starting to use on my figures, because there was something major that happened to one of my figures, the T800 T1 police shootout version. The leather jacket cracked, and the flanking was so bad that I just had to throw it away. It was just non-usable anymore. It was all over the place, and it just kept flaking and flaking until there was nothing left. So I had to get rid of it, and I got a bootleg T2 T800 jacket. But it's pretty good quality, so it should last. And I'm starting to use leather protective liquid on all of my figures that have faux leather on their clothes or their outfits. So as soon as I pulled this guy out of the box, that's what I did. I rubbed leather protective liquid on his boots and his belt. So if you do that once a year, it should last you a really long time. And you could find the leather protective liquids, spray bottles in your local AutoZones, or you can hop onto Amazon.com. They have them there too. They're mainly used for cars with leather interiors, or people who have leather jackets or whatever like that. I just wish that Hot Toys would start giving us boots that are plastic and they have a cut along the ankle, instead of giving us these boots that are infamous for, not lasting. Anyway, moving on, we got the pants, which are a dark brown, basic cloth material, just like Obi-Wan or Anakin. Not much to them. And he does have these inner sleeves. They don't stretch all the way to the shoulders. They stop at the forearm. I think that's good. I think Hot Toys should have used that earlier on their earlier figures. Like, for example, the Obi-Wan figure. Because if you want to put the light up arm on him, you don't have to stretch the sleeve out in order to do that. So that's very good with this figure. And like I said before, it does come with this Jedi robe. It is very similar to Anakin's robe, with this dark brown color. And it does have a wire running through the hood, so you can position it how you like once you have it on the figure. The only thing is that anytime you want to swap out the robe or the poncho, you have to remove the figure's head. So it's kind of a pain. And they put this felt piece here so the hair doesn't fray the material of the robe. And one thing I do like about this robe is that they gave us lining on the inside. I wish they would have done that with the Anakin Skywalker figure, because when you put lining on the robe, it'll protect the figure from getting stains on the skin from the dye. So since the Anakin Skywalker figure doesn't have that on the robe, when I received the figure brand new out of the packaging, it already had a stain on the fist that it got from the robe. So that sucked. But now that this has lining, I don't have to worry about that. And then we get this poncho here to replicate the look that he had when he was on Tatooine. And it's really nice. It's made of a cloth material. You can see the little patterns on it. And the stripe that runs along all around the edge of the poncho. And what's nice about this is that it's got wires running along all throughout the edges of this poncho. So you can make it look like it's flowing in the wind, which is pretty cool. And if you want to put it in any dynamic poses, you can do that as well. It's really cool. So yeah, the outfit is really, really good. I'd say it's 100% accurate to the movie. The only problem is the faux leather on the belt and the boots. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the look of the boots and the belt. It's just that the material is not reliable, if I'm being real here. That's why I just wish that Hot Toys would just think of something else. Like I said before, they could use plastic boots with a cut on the ankle, and that would solve that problem. Alright, so that takes care of that, of the outfit, and we're going to move on to the next category. Okay, so we've made it to the category of articulation. I'm going to save the dynamic poses for later categories, guys, because right now I just wanted to put them in the poncho. Credits will do fine. That's the pose that I was going for here. So let's talk articulation. He's got basic articulation, just like the rest of the Hot Toys Star Wars Jedi figures and Sith figures. We'll start at the head. It's a ball and socket joint, but it's very limited because of the long sculpted hair. So he can look up slightly, down slightly, and left and right slightly. And if you do move the head from side to side or up and down. I'd advise you to not keep this figure in that pose for a long period of time because the hair will get warped. So just be mindful of that. And you got basic articulation on the shoulders. You can rotate them a full 360 degrees all the way around. It's got shoulder shrugs and butterfly joints. And moving on down to the elbows, he's got double bend on both. And for some reason, Hot Toys decided to add a padded suit underneath the outfit of this figure. I don't think it really needed that because Qui-Gon wasn't a husky guy. He was average build. So I don't know why Hot Toys decided to add that. Anyway, he's got decent ab crunch, and you can lean him side to side as well slightly, and backwards slightly as well. And he does have a bit of a waist swivel, not too much, but it is there. And the hip to leg area has got slight articulation. It's a little less than 90 degrees, probably around 40. I think you can get it close to 90. It's just that you're going to struggle with the fat suit. But if you put a little force to it, you can get it close to 90. It's got double bend knees, and it's got your basic Hot Toys ankle articulation. They're ball and socket joints, so you'll be able to lean it from side to side and upward and downward. You can stand pretty well on its own without a base. But again, you have to be careful to leave it in those poses because of the faux leather material that Hot Toys decided to make these boots out of. It could potentially crack over time, so take care of these boots. And for the wrists, they got standard Hot Toys wrist pegs. Nothing really special there. And he could do the splits, but because of the pants and the fat suit, that hinders the articulation. But you can still stretch the legs pretty far. And the legs can kick slightly backwards as well. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. So it does have a lot of hindrances because of the head and the padded suit. So because of that, I'm going to have to take a couple points off. I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. So I'll let you guys take a look at this pose one more time. I did hook his lightsaber hilt to his belt. If you guys remember in the movie, Anakin was able to sneak a peek at his lightsaber while he was wearing his poncho. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next category. Stick with me, guys. Alright, so we've made it to the category of accessories. And he doesn't come with much, but I'll go ahead and get started. He comes with a total of 8 hands. I find this kind of odd. He only comes with one relaxed hand. His right hand. He doesn't come with a left relaxed hand. But anyway, yeah, he comes with one relaxed hand, one open palm hand to hold the hollow disc. And he also comes with a couple of force-wielding hands. This is the one that he uses when he gestures the Jedi mind trick. And here's another one. I guess you could use this as a force push or a force pull. And he comes with a pair of lightsaber gripping hands. One right and one left. He comes with a pointing finger hand. And he also comes with a hand to hold the communicator. So all the hands are Hot Toys quality, really good. Like always. Good skin texturing and paint apps. And he also comes with the communicator. This is the one that he uses to communicate with Obi-Wan while they're on Tatooine. And he also comes with this grappling hook. A lot of people don't know, but Qui-Gon uses this in a deleted scene in the movie. When they go through the planet core on Naboo, and they reach the surface of the water, there's a deleted scene where the ship is about to fall off the waterfall. So Qui-Gon uses this to pull themselves to land, and they let the ship fall off the waterfall. So that's where that's from. And he also comes with 3 holograms. There's one of Mace Windu, and one of Master Yoda, and one of the Nubian spaceship. And he also comes with the hollow disc that you can use to display all of those holograms. And he also comes with one light-up lightsaber arm, which requires 3 button cell batteries to turn on. And it does come with those as well, but I left them in the box. And he also comes with 2 of these lightsaber clips, one long one and one short one. This short one is used for when he's holding it in his hand. And the long one is on him right now. He's got the lightsaber hilt on his belt right now. It comes with that too. That's the non-light up lightsaber. And he also comes with some spare buttons, just in case the buttons on his belt fall off. He also comes with a spare pair of wrist pegs, just in case you break the ones that are already on it. And he comes with the poncho that you see him wearing right now. And the Jedi robe. He also comes with a single lightsaber blade and a lightsaber swooshing blade. That is pretty standard now for the Jedi and Sith figures. And he also comes with the standard Star Wars rectangular base with the metal nameplate on the front. And this base is supposed to replicate the floor of the power generator room on Naboo, where they fought Darth Maul. So that's real nice, but you have to be careful not to move the figure around too much on this because you can't scratch the surface. And that's about it for the accessories. He also comes with an instruction manual, but that's common. I think the only thing that's missing is the rebreather that he uses on Naboo when they swim to the Gungan city. They use rebreathers, him and Obi-Wan, to swim to the Gungan city on Naboo, along with Jar Jar Binks. But other than that, I can't really think of anything else this figure kind of come with. A lot of people complain about these hologram images that most of the Star Wars figures come with. It doesn't really matter which character it is. For example, the Mandalorian or Commander Cody, Darth Maul. It seems that a lot of collectors, they just say, oh, I don't understand why this character would come with his own hologram, like an image of himself. It seems that that's the major complaint. I don't understand why he would be holding a hologram of himself. I don't think collectors really should complain about that. I mean, we're getting extra accessories. I mean, me personally, I'd rather have more accessories than less. And they're giving you these at no extra charge. And not to mention that you can use these holograms with other figures. It doesn't have to be the figure that it comes with. Like, for example, you could use this Mace Windu hologram with Obi-Wan. You could use the Darth Maul hologram with Emperor Sidious. You could use the Mandalorian hologram with the Durasteel armor version. Or better yet, you could even use it with the Moff Gideon that Hot Toys is about to release. Because if you guys remember in one of the episodes, the Mandalorian was speaking to Moff Gideon, threatening to come after him because he was holding the child hostage. You gotta think outside the box. So yeah, I'd rather have more accessories than less. So even though this figure doesn't really come with much, Qui-Gon wasn't really known to carry a lot in the movie, so... But since he doesn't come with the rebreather, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. So, I'm gonna put this figure in one last pose, and then we're gonna add up the scores and wrap up this review. Okay, so to round up the score and wrap up this review, this figure gets a 47 out of 60. So, not the highest score, mainly due to the packaging, but everything else got pretty decent scores. So if you are a fan of Star Wars and you really like Qui-Gon Jinn, I'd say get this figure because I doubt they're gonna remake him again. But then again, who knows, because just when you think that they're not gonna remake any old figures, here they are in 2020 remaking The Dark Knight and several other old figures. They've been remaking figures now for the past few months, so I wouldn't say it's not possible. But I will say that if they do remake this figure, it's not going to be until many, many years later. So now I'm just waiting for them to make episode 1 Obi-Wan, and I'll be happy. There's one other thing that I wanted to touch on regarding the character of Qui-Gon Jinn and several other Star Wars characters. I've heard the theories from fans about what would have happened if Qui-Gon survived his duel with Darth Maul. People have been speculating that Anakin wouldn't have turned to the dark side if he was trained by Qui-Gon instead of Obi-Wan. And I have to say, I don't think that's true. People seem to be putting Qui-Gon on a very high pedestal. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Qui-Gon, I love his character and everything. But they're putting Qui-Gon way up there, like on God level. He was known to disagree with the Jedi Council a lot, and he was known to disobey them a lot as well. And people are saying that he would have been a much better master than Obi-Wan. Yeah, I don't agree with that. If Qui-Gon did survive his duel and he would have went on to take Anakin as his apprentice, Qui-Gon and Anakin would have been expelled from the Jedi Order because that was against the wishes of the Jedi Council. So they both would have been excommunicated. I do still think that Emperor Palpatine would have taken Anakin under his wing because he recognized his potential from very early on. If you guys remember, at the end of episode 1, he even told him, "I look forward to your career with great interest." So just being on the same system of planets, Emperor Palpatine would have sensed Anakin's presence, given the fact that Anakin has a high midichlorian count. So he would have been drawn to him anyways, and he still would have corrupted him. Anakin's mother would have still been kidnapped by the Sand People on Tatooine. Qui-Gon probably would have helped him to rescue his mother, but to be honest, there was very little that they could do to rescue her, because no one at all knew that she was in imminent danger until it was too late, not even Master Yoda. I mean, Anakin could sense her pain and her suffering. That's where his nightmares were coming from. But that's all the Jedi thought that they were. They were just nightmares. They didn't think they were actual visions. Because I'm pretty sure that Anakin brought that situation to Yoda's attention. Probably told him, "Hey, look, I've been having these nightmares of my mother and she's dying." And if Yoda had realized that this was actually happening in the moment, that they were visions, I think he would have acted on the moment. But like the rest of the Jedi, he probably just thought they were regular dreams and just brushed them off. Because the Jedi aren't so cold that they wouldn't act on that. So those are my thoughts on the subject. I really think that if Qui-Gon hadn't have died with his duel with Darth Maul, it would have been him fighting Anakin on the planet of Mustafar instead of Obi-Wan. So that's my take on it. Another thing I don't like that the directors and producers are doing nowadays with Star Wars, they don't let anyone die, or at least stay dead. Everyone who you think is dead, they just reappear.
Don't worry, nobody dies in this story. They just get really big boo-boos. What did I tell you?
Like in some other Star Wars movie or story or something. You know, that was the case with Darth Maul. That was the case with Boba Fett. That was the case with Emperor Palpatine. And on top of that, people still want to bring back Qui-Gon. They still want to bring back Mace Windu. I don't know who else they want to bring back. I mean, I miss these characters too. You know, I love them. Like Qui-Gon and Mace Windu and Yoda. But you can't bring back characters so frequently from death. Like, once is fine. 2 is already pushing it. once you start doing it so often as Star Wars has been doing it, death has no meaning anymore. It loses its meaning in the Star Wars universe, and I think it's practically come to that now. It's come to that point for me, at least. Like, you just say, oh no, somebody died. Oh, that's alright. We'll see them later in another story or something. So you lose something by doing that with characters. The deaths of characters is not as impactful. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the character of Boba Fett, and I love what they're doing with him in The Mandalorian. But he was swallowed by a Sarlacc pit monster. And they still haven't even explained exactly how he escaped. It just, to me, seems very, very highly unlikely that somebody would survive that. But Disney's explanation is that, oh, who knows how he survived or escaped from the Sarlacc pit. It's just that he did. So that's my take on the whole thing. And I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. I know there's a lot of hardcore fans out there. And you can disagree with me if you want, you know. Everybody has their own opinions. I'm just telling you mine. And that's where it is with me now. If somebody dies in the Star Wars universe, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. Because if you love them enough, they'll probably just bring them back later. Okay, so that wraps up this review of this figure. If you guys like the review, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. But until next time, guys, I shall catch you later on the tube. Alright, bye guys.